Okay, this problem's a bit tricky. It's going to take us some time to analyze the statements, but before I do that, I put the information in that they told us, and they told us that M is the midpoint of B to D. If it's the midpoint, then it cuts B to D in half, and so both sides are this. Both parts here and here are the same. With the same logic, AC, it's also the midpoint of AC, so this piece and this piece are the same. So I right away marked those in as information we know because they told us M is the midpoint. That's very powerful information. Okay, now some other things that we know. Okay, we know vertical angles. We know this angle is the same as this angle because they're vertical angles, and then the top pair and the bottom pair are the same. And what that does is tell me a bunch of junk here that's true. I now know the top and bottom triangle, so I now know the top triangle, triangle BMC, is the same as triangle DMA, okay, by side angles and by another side here. So I'm going to erase all that stuff there. But I know those are the same. So I know I can right away say triangle BMC is congruent to triangle DMC. Now I haven't said anything else yet. I just used that to say that. And the same thing on the, I used, what did I use there? I used side angle side. Side angle side. Okay, that doesn't look like an S. Okay, I got another set of triangles that are the same, the left and right one. Triangle ABM is congruent to triangle CDM. Okay, and again, I'll show it to you. This triangle, so it's A to B to M. So that means I have to start at the top here, C to D to M. They're going to be the same as well by side angle side. Exact same information. The difference is the angle that we used was the left and right vertical angles. Okay, so are those any of our statements, first of all? And it looks like it's one of these statements. Whoops. This statement was in one of the choices. It's just written in reverse. Okay, if you write them in reverse. And then BMC and DM, actually it's supposed to be DMC. BMC and D, I wrote this wrong. This is supposed to be an A here. So if I confused you, I'm sorry. So that was D to M to A, not to C. Okay? So that was what it was supposed to be. DMA. Those two are both statements there that were in the answer choices. So I've already found two right away without doing a lot of work. The next ones are a little bit trickier. The next one, so I'm going to try. It says DAB and BCD. D to A to B. Well, that's that sort of bottom, the left and bottom triangle are combined to make one big triangle, and they want that the same as BCD. B to C to D. Okay? Those are going to be tricky to draw as they are, so I'm going to split them up. Okay? I'm going to split them up into two triangles, and I'm going to label the parts. But before I do that, what's going to help me is if I label some of the things I know. Since triangles are matching up and the same, I'm going to put some other marks in here. Okay, I'll use a different color. I'll use blue here. So I know by CPCTC, this angle is the same as this angle. And I know that this angle here is the same, I'll put a mark in there, a double with a mark, is the same as that one there. Okay, let's use some different colors here. We also know, use green here, that this angle here with 2 marks is the same as this angle here with 2 marks. And that's the same thing over here. This angle here, 1, 2, with 2 marks, is the same as this one here with 2 marks. That also means we got some sides that match up. That means, I'll do these in purple. That means, so we've already used 1 and 2 marks, so that means this side is the same as this side. And we know this side is the same as this side. Now it looks pretty messy here. So, and remember what we're trying to do is check, is this triangle here the same as this triangle here? That's what we're trying to check out there, those 2 triangles. So let me take those off. And I'm going to redraw those. So I'm going to draw it here like this. And the other one is right here like this. I'm going to label some things that they have the same. I forgot to put a mark on here. So this is the same as this. This is the same as this. Okay? Oh, I forgot to put another mark on there. And then they had this going on here. This one goes here and here. And then remember you had this it was cut in half right in there. Okay? And then you have this and this on this one, which is the same side. Really, this was B to D, and this is B to D. So they're the same side. So really, this is the same as this. Reflexive. Well, those 2 triangles are the same by, I should write that in red, by SSS. Okay, so let's write what that one is. That was this statement here, the triangle. It was triangle DAB, D to A to B, was congruent to triangle, this was D to A to B, triangle B to C to D. And we said that was by SSS. Okay, so that gives us 3 answers. Okay, it turns out the leftover answer doesn't work, and I'll show it to you right here. It says triangle CDM. Oh, we got that one already, not that one. Triangle ABD. A to B to D, and triangle CBA. C to B to A aren't the same. So if I actually drew those, it would look like this. Let's erase those off. A to B to D is looking like this. So it helps to redraw them. A, B, D. Let's erase this out of here. Okay. So this one came from here. Those 2 came from there. And the other triangle was this one here that looked like this. C to B to A. If I, whoops, that doesn't look like an A. Okay, if I go here and put my information that I know that this is the same as this, and this is the same as itself. But we got these other problems here. This was 1, 2, and then I had that dividing spot in here. Okay, and then this one here was 1 and 1, and it had the midpoint where M was. Okay, so those aren't the same. So I'm already seeing it's not the same. The other thing, when you look at the angles, this was with 2 on everything, but this down here was just a single like that. So they're not the same. And then if you look at this angle B had not only this green thing in that was looking like this, but it also, we're seeing that doesn't match up, that it also had this other one here that was in blue. And there was also a double with a single line in there. That was this whole angle right here. That was that whole angle B. Well, that doesn't match up with anything. If you look at this part here, D, this was the single line. That doesn't match up with anything. And then C here was like that. And A was that same mark, plus it had the green double mark, like this. A single arc with a double mark. So there's a lot of things that don't match up. Only the purple things really match up with things that are the same. Everything else doesn't have something that... So it looks like this last statement that we have is ABD, triangle ABD. They want to say that's congruent to triangle CBA. It's really not, because all you have is SS. So this part here is an S, and this part here and here is an S, and nothing else has something that matches up with it. So I would mark that one off as wrong, and I've got my 3 choices there.